Time is running out. The final hour approaches. It's the last chance for a thoroughbred racehorse to prove he's good enough for the Breeders' Cup. Tonight, in the Meadowlands Cup, the alarm sounds for racing $10 million championship day. ESPN presents Budweiser Racing to the Breeders' Cup. Brought to you by Budweiser. Nothing beats the excitement of horse racing, and nothing beats a Bud. By Claiborne Farm. For more than a century, a great record reflects our experience. And by the Daily Racing Form, the paper to read when you're playing to win. Live from the magnificent Meadowlands Sports Complex in East Rutherford, New Jersey. It's the 16th running of this track's richest and most important fall racing event, the Grade 1 Meadowlands Cup. And hello again, everyone. I'm Chris Lincoln. Tonight is the final major test on the dirt for older thoroughbreds looking towards the Breeders' Cup Day, October 31st at Gulfstream Park in Florida. And since its inception of the Breeders' Cup in 1984, 8 Meadowlands Cup starters have gone on to contest the Classic. 2 have won it, Wild Again and Ali Sheba. Last year's Meadowlands Cup winner, Twilight Agenda, ran a strong second in the Classic. So this race can really set it up for the big one. Let's take a look at our conditions for the Cup this evening. It's Grade 1. The purse, $500,000 guaranteed. Thoroughbreds 3 and up, going 1 mile and an 1/8. It's been a beautiful evening here in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Just a few sprinkles a moment ago, but it's cleared off now. And the breeze blowing down the track, and a racetrack listed as fast. And joining me now, the voice of the Meadowlands, Dave Johnson. He's called all 15 of the Meadowlands Cup. And with that historical perspective, Dave, let's talk about what kind of thoroughbred it takes to win the Cup.
Well, the Meadowlands Cup has been very kind to front runners. As a matter of fact, 11 of the 15 winners have been horses that raced near the front end, and they were in front at the quarter pole. That fits the pattern of the 2 big horses tonight, Jolie's Halo and Sea Cadet. But it is not just a 2-horse race. 10 of them will go to the post. Let's check the field. We start with the Ron McAnally entry of Silver Ending with Mike Smith, Sea Cadet with Alex Solis, 3-1 second choice in the wagering. Baron DeVoe was scratched earlier this afternoon. Agincourt at 8 with Aaron Greider riding. American Chance, check the weight, only 109 pounds, and Pat Day rides at 12-1. Frugal Doc with Charlie Fenwick at 10. The morning line favorite is the 6-horse Jolie's Halo with Edgar Prado aboard. Bird on the Wire is 20-1 with Eddie Maple. Valley Crossing with Julie Crone at 15-1. Excellent Tipper with Chris Antley. 6-1 Gerard with Fabio Arguello Jr. at 12-1. Favorites have done a little bit better than average. 6 winners out of the 15. And in looking at Jolie's Halo, the favorite tonight, a bit of a question mark because he stumbled so badly, lost all chance at the start of his last race, the Pacific Classic.
Well, Dave, his trainer Bob Kamak talked about that earlier with us. In fact, he talked about how with Jolie's Halo, he's been playing catch-up all year long.
Yeah, we've had some problems. He was a little late getting started. Then we had a problem in the Pacific Classic where he fell on his head leaving the gate. And we've lost some time, but we're trying to catch up now.
What does he have to show you tonight to go on to the big show, the Classic?
Just a big race. He doesn't have to win. I just want him to run real good and come off the race good. And we'll be ready to go down to Florida.
Now, those not looking to go to Florida, the connections of Sea Cadet, because Sea Cadet is not nominated to the Breeders' Cup. So tonight is their night.
And Hall of Fame trainer Ron McAnally talked to us about Sea Cadet, Dave. He has not started the race since April 11th. He told us about some of his problems.
Well, he was at Oakland last spring, and right after he was second to best pal in the Oakland handicap, he developed some filling in his right ankle. So we sent him back to the farm and gave him about 4 or 5 months rest. Now, he is a good workhorse, Chris, and we got him ready on works alone. He's good and fresh, and this is all a guarantee that he will be fit. I don't know if he can beat Jolie's Halo and some of the other horses, but this I can guarantee you he's a fit horse tonight.
And you're looking live at Sea Cadet now here in the paddock area at the Meadowlands. They're about to saddle. Dave Johnson sprinted upstairs to get ready to call the Meadowlands Cup. We'll be back right after this.
pure and natural. The only beer with the genuine taste of the king of beers, Budweiser.
Winners right here.
Today, the world's finest thoroughbreds will compete in 7 championship races.
This is great. It's fantastic. Man, we just did for $60, man. First time out.
Hey, we're having fun.
On the track, the breeder of more than 250 stakes winners, including the Kentucky Derby and the Kentucky Oaks. In the sales ring, leading consignor 19 times at the Keeneland Select Summer Sales. In stallion syndications, Spendthrift set the standard and syndicated Nashua, the first $1 million stallion. Racing, breeding, selling. At Spendthrift Farm, the tradition continues.
On a beautiful Friday evening here in East Rutherford, New Jersey, ESPN welcomes you back to the Meadowlands. Some of the crowd here are waiting for the horses of the Meadowlands Cup to come on the racetrack. You know, the Meadowlands has always been among the most innovative of racing's leaders, and on their biggest night, we had a chance to visit earlier with their president and CEO, Bob Mulcahy.
It's my pleasure to welcome ESPN and all of you here to the Meadowlands tonight for the Meadowlands Cup, which is the feature of our fall meet. We're in the process of trying to give our patrons not only the best in live racing, but which we've always done, but through the renovations and an aggressive simulcasting program to bring in the best in thoroughbred racing from around the country. We've been doing that by bringing in Pimlico, Arlington, and Keeneland during the fall, and we anticipate bringing in Gulfstream Park in January. In order to accommodate that and our commitment to our patrons, and really the commitment that Hal Handel and all of his racing team have given to furnish the finest facilities. We have a new race world, a new racetrack, or a new race tech room, and a room set aside specifically for big bettors. It's all part of our effort to make the patron feel number one, and to really it's in tune with our philosophy to bring the best in thoroughbred racing to the people here in New Jersey and this market.
And they've certainly done an outstanding job of that, providing action day and night here at the Meadowlands. You look live in the paddock now at our Horses for the Meadowlands Cup. Let's take you back a few years now. Frank Stronach, a prominent Canadian thoroughbred owner and breeder, was here in 1989 to take the Meadowlands Cup with his colt Me Selecto. And Frank Stronach is the subject of our special Three Chimneys owner profile tonight. It was 1954 that Frank Stronach came to Canada from his native Austria. He came here to Toronto and went to work on a dream.
Well, I'm a tool and die maker by profession, and well, I guess everybody strives to do well in life, and and it's pretty tough to do if you just have a job. So my ambition was to have my own business.
That dream became Magna International, a leader in advanced automotive systems and assemblies with 80 factories around the world and annual sales now close to $3 billion. To escape the pressures of business, Stronach heads to his Beechwood farm just outside Toronto with his wife of 29 years, Frida.
Well, you see, in business, everything is quite tangible, you know, especially manufacturing. In most businesses, you can weigh it, you can measure it, you can gauge it, you can calculate it. So it's sort of a straightforward kind of a procedures. But on a farm, you know, things are growing, you know, and as you know, if something is growing, you need a different touch. You have to be really with nature to have a full understanding, and I think you appreciate life a lot more, and you get a very good chance of serving nature.
His love and dedication to thoroughbred racing has brought Frank Stronach the sport's highest honors. Glorious Song was named the champion mare of North America in 1980, winning Eclipse and Sovereign awards. His multiple Grade 1 winner, Me Selecto, won the 1989 Meadowlands Cup. And this summer, Stronach won his first Canadian Classic event when his homebred Blitzer took the final leg of their Triple Crown, the Breeders' Stakes.
Well, I guess my philosophy has always been the success of life can only be measured at the degree of happiness you reach. And to have a great horse, I think it will add to your happiness. And happiness is the greatest thing we could have in life. And the old saying goes to, if you got a great horse, you won't grow old, you won't die, because there's so much to look forward, you know, for next year. So my advice would be to a lot of businessmen, get involved in horses, because they could keep you young, and you could develop a good attitude towards life. So it's fun to be involved.
This Thoroughbred Owner Profile is presented by Three Chimneys, who invite you to share the dream. And we're looking for new owners. There may be some behind the glass there here at the Meadowlands, including, look at this young man, Eric Lindros, the hot property of the Philadelphia Flyers, on off night, here betting the horses at the Meadowlands.
Here's the story. Save thousands now at #1 Cochran with huge incentives, rebates, and low financing. Then pick a ball, any ball, for an additional $1 off for every game the Pirates won this year. Pick a ball autographed by Andy Van Slyke and get his regular season batting average off your lowest price. That's an additional $324.
Can I hear that one more time?
Pick a ball, any ball, and save bucks.
Whoa.
And you can keep the ball. Go for the lowest price. Go for the bucks. Only at #1 Cochran, Monroeville, Robinson Township, and Route 8 North.
Now that's a home run.
It's Sunday night, and your weekend's history toast. Kick the bucket, finish. The fat lady singing. It's over. Unless you send your weekend into overtime. With Sunday Night NFL on TNT. So keep your weekend drive alive with Sunday Night NFL on TNT.
The dream began in 1990. Hip 231 was purchased for $90,000 at Keeneland. And Hip 231 became the graded stakes winner, Dance Floor. Every year, new dreams begin at Keeneland. For more information about thoroughbred ownership, write the Keeneland Association in Lexington, Kentucky.
Tonight on SportsCenter, we go to Atlanta for a preview of World Series Game 1. Michael Jordan, is he in hot water? And the Shack makes his preseason debut. I'm Bill Patrick. Join me and Chris Myers tonight.
You're looking live at the horses for the Meadowlands Cup as they're warming up here on the backside, getting ready for our big race tonight. 3 minutes to post from the 10th race here at the Meadowlands. Let's bring you up to date on the odds now. Ron Mack on his train entry. Silver Running, Sea Cadet at 2-1. Second choice right now. Baron DeVoe with Scratch. Agincourt at 11. American Chance 7. Frugal Doc a big price at 19. Then it's Jolie's Halo at 5-2. Bird on the Wire at 20-1. Valley Crossing at 5. Excellent Tipper at 6. And Girard there at 40-1. So actually the entry has the betting favorite right now. We're looking, of course, for a horse to pay a price, and that means time for the Budweiser long shot for the Cup.
Budweiser long shot is number 8, Valley Crossing. Now, alphabetically, our Budweiser long shot is last, and his style of running leads us to think that he'll be last early. With post position 8, he'll be one of the last to load, and his jockey always jogs back to unsaddle after the race last. And the last time Valley Crossing won was way back in March, but that's the last time I'm going to say last about Valley Crossing, because there are lots of reasons why our Bud long shot can be first under the wire. With lots of early speed in the field, it may set up for a comeback. come from behind her. Look how fast he closes. Watch the final strides of this year's Island. On the outside, in the yellow and blue blocks. Third at this point at Monmouth Park. 10th early. Valley Crossing roared from far back to finish third and just missed by a length to Jolie's Halo and out of place. Now, in checking his charts, you see that most of his races were wide, 4 or 5 off the rail. Tonight, he gets a new rider, Julie Crone, who has that special knack of saving ground and pouncing just at the right moment. So it doesn't matter where you are early, it's the finish that counts. Look for Valley Crossing to be flying at the finish as tonight's Budweiser long shot.
And Valley Crossing, the 8 horse, now at 6-1. Well, to give you a little more information on this race, we went up to Daily Racing Forum's Marty McGee to talk with him earlier about who he likes and why in the Cup.
Well, Chris, I'm literally taking a chance in this race with American Chance. When horse players pick long shots, they obviously overlook some of the negatives and dig down deep for the positives. I think that this horse hasn't proven himself against older horses, and he has shown a tendency to weaken. But on the other hand, I think he's definitely going to benefit from his race in the Super Derby. He might be one of those horses who has matured as a 3-year-old and gotten better. And then there's Pat Day, the jockey, who is always able to nurse speed and make a horse run his best at the end. So I'm literally going to take a chance in this race with American Chance.
And American Chance, Marty's pick, is right now at 8-1. Interestingly, Jolie's Halo just became the favorite in the last click as we took a look at the tote board. Before that, Silver Ending and Sea Cadet, the entry of Ron McAnally's, was holding as the favorite. Interesting note on that entry. Silver Ending was purchased at the Keeneland sales for $1,500. That's $1,500, September of '88. Sea Cadet was purchased in January of '89 for $2,800. That means you could have bought both parts of this entry for $4,300. They've combined their earnings for $2.4 million. Give you an idea what the thoroughbreds are running at, besides, of course, $500,000. The stakes record, 146-3. We were here last year to witness that with Twilight Agenda. The track record set also last year, 146-2, a fifth of a second faster by Scan. Again, the purse is $500,000. The winner's purse, $300,000. And is Silver Ending there. Now you see coming in, Agincourt as he goes in. And of course, Breeders' Cup ramifications here. The winner could be on their way to the Breeders' Cup Classic. This race, as I told you, has quite a history of sending him there. Dave Johnson's now ready to send him off for the 1992 Meadowlands Cup as he calls his 16th Cup. Dave?
Frugal Doc is in line. Charlie Fenwick's having a real good year riding in Maryland in the afternoon and here many nights. And there's my pick, Jolie's Halo. What a fine thoroughbred. Edgar Prado, who's ridden 9 times at the Meadowlands, has 4 victories under his belt. Bird on the Wire, Eddie Maple aboard, Valley Crossing. The Bud Longshot is behind the gate. Dickie Small trained Broad Brush, who won the Meadowlands Cup. There's Julie, looking a little heavy with the flak jacket that she has on under the silks. Excellent Tipper is next in line with Chris Antley, who's already had 2 victories on the card, and Gerard with Fabio Aguayo Jr. is the last to move into line. Waiting on Gerard. The Bud Longshot is 7-1, Valley Crossing. They're all in line, and we're ready for the start. And they're off. And Valley Crossing stumbled a bit coming out of the starting gate. Jolie's Halo away cleanly. Agincourt on the inside. Sea Cadet on the outside. Past the stands for the first time. Agincourt on the inside leads it by a head. And Jolie's Halo alongside and challenging early. Then Sea Cadet on the outside, caught wide at the first turn, is racing third. 2.5 back. Pat Day has American Chance along the inside, saving ground fourth. Frugal Doc is fifth. Excellent Tipper is 6th. Gerard on the outside in the orange cap is 7th. Bird on the Wire is 8th. Valley Crossing is 9th at this point. The Bud Longshot some 10 lengths off the lead. And at the back of the pack, the final horse is Silver Ending. The quarter in 23, the half in 46-1. Down the backstretch, Agincourt continues to lead it, with Jolie's Halo right there between horses and Sea Cadet racing third. Those 3 some 6 lengths in front of the rest of the field. And Bird on the Wire with Eddie Maple charges up on the outside, now fourth. American Chance is racing fifth, and Frugal Doc. Now 3 of them in a line as they move around the far turn, and Sea Cadet puts a head in front, and Jolie's Halo along the inside challenges. is as Agincourt drops back. Bird on the wire is racing fourth. And on the outside, Valley Crossing is flying. The Bud Longshot fourth on the far outside with the yellow cap. Now as the field straightens away in the stretch, Sea Cadet draws away to lead it by 2.5. On the outside, Valley Crossing coming with a rush into the second spot. American Chance is racing third. Coming to the 16th pole, Sea Cadet with Alex Solis in front. Valley Crossing on the outside. But the Meadowlands Cup goes to Sea Cadet, winning it by 2 lengths. Valley Crossing second. And a photograph for the show. A magnificent comeback performance as Sea Cadet with Alex Solis took the lead around the far turn and held off the late charge of the Bud Longshot Valley Crossing, who was second. The final time, 1 minute 48 seconds.
You're looking at one of racing's great bargains. He may not have a tail, short at birth, a tail for Sea Cadet. The horse that was purchased at Keeneland for $2,800 in January of '89 has now added $300,000 more to his bank total, bringing him over the $1.7 million mark in earnings. And for Vern Winchell, his owner, a big decision to make. He is not Breeders' Cup eligible. Will he make him eligible? We'll find out.
Okay, so we were having a good time after work when this older guy walks up and orders a Bud.
Give me a Budweiser.
One could have been a coincidence.
Yeah, but then...
Budweiser.
Budweiser. Budweiser. Whoa, think about it. We like Bud, they like Bud.
Yeah, could it be we're really more alike than we thought?
So young.
Obviously, this was going to require further study.
To learn.
America's Turf Authority presents the 1992 Breeders' Cup Pre-Entry Edition. Beginning October 23rd, the Daily Racing Form brings you complete past performances on every horse pre-entered for the Breeders' Cup. Buyer speed figures, the latest workouts, and time-form speed ratings for foreign horses. The world's best horses have had all year to get ready. Now you can get ready too with the Daily Racing Form's special Breeders' Cup Pre-Entry Edition. On sale at your racetrack and local newsstand beginning October 23rd.
When it comes to racing excitement, nobody brings it home like the Claiborne Stallions.
It's strolling along, leading the way. Fight for Love, second best. Strolling along off the pace to win it by 2 on the line. We're going to have a real thriller here. Sultry Soul with a short lead. Sultry Soul pulls it off. He wins by 2. Solar Splendor fully extended to hold off the onrushing Dear Doctor, and Solar Splendor does it. First Sight Treaty on the outside. It's Quick Mischief. First Sight Treaty counters, and First Sight Treaty will not be denied victory.
They're gonna need to sprout wings to catch Twilight Agenda. The huge son of Devil's Bag is super impressive. Marquetry at the rail, a three-way photo. Marquetry close.
Claiborne Farm. For more than a century, a great record reflects our experience.
In the colors of Vern Winchell, the former Donut King, this is Sea Cadet, the unofficial winner of the Meadowlands Cup. The 4-year-old son of Bolger, 1:48 the time, quite a bit off the stakes and track record. Valley Crossing, our Bud Longshot, up strong for second, and Marty McGee's Daily Racing Form choice, American choice, finishing third. Let's take a look now at the American Chance running third. Let's take a look now at a replay of the Meadowlands Cup.
Well, it was a little bit rough through the stretch. Watch Sea Cadet, who's in the white cap in front. He's going to move to the rail in front of Jolie's Halo. Then there's a sandwich going on between between Valley Crossing in the yellow cap and American Chance, and who took the worst of it was Bird on the wire. Watch the final strides, and we'll go back to watch the traffic jam at the 3/16 pole. But here is Sea Cadet striding out, and Sea Cadet is going to win the 16th edition of the $500,000 Meadowlands Cup quite easily, and a great performance by Valley Crossing, who finished second. Let's go back and watch that little traffic jam at the top of the stretch. Well, I'm not seeing the action, but we'll go back to you, Chris.
All right, Dave's a bumping around. That did not affect, obviously, the winner. Sea Cadet was clear of that. Bob Kamak, the trainer of Jolie's Hill, just shook his head as he walked by me. He beat only one horse in this field. When we come back, we'll have more of our story of Sea Cadet's victory in the 1992 Meadowlands Cup.
that is the idea of the Breeders' Cup, to get the top horses all over America and Europe.
And Sunday Silence holds on!
And that's where all the big money is. There's 10 million in one day that they run for, and I think that's the way it should be.
And that was dinner for our favorite food critic?
Everything was wonderful.
Something else to drink, monsieur.
Yes, make it a Bud Light, please.
I'm sorry, monsieur. We have run out.
Really? Well, that does change things a bit, doesn't it?
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Billy's Chili. Quaint atmosphere.
Is that a tip or did you just lose some change?
Charming service.
Beat Aqueduct on Saturday, October 31st for the Breeders' Cup simulcast. Racing begins at 12:30.
The Woodcliff Lake Hilton, a refined country setting. Only 45 minutes from Midtown New York, our resort is like no other. Lush orchards surround 336 spacious rooms and suites, complete with all the services you expect from a first-class hotel. The bistro lounge, orchards, and the gracious dining of Copperfields make the Woodcliff Lake Hilton something to see and taste. For the best in recreation, try our gym, health club, tennis, golf, indoor and outdoor pool to complete your resort experience. The Woodcliff Lake Hilton, Woodcliff Lake, New Jersey.
The Napa Valley is known for fine wine and great golf. The Transamerica Senior Golf Championship, the tournament that attracts the best. Coverage continues Saturday and Sunday on ESPN.
You're looking at the winning owners, Mr. and Mrs. Vern Winchell. There is the winning rider, Alex Solis. Let's make it official for you in the Meadowlands Cup as Sea Cadet, who had not raced since April, comes on to win the Meadowlands Cup. The second Cup victory for Ron McAnally. He won it in 1979. Time 1:48. There's the prices. Valley Crossing second. American Chance third. The exacta 1/8, $40.20. An inquiry sign went up after the race. Dave Johnson sorted out for us.
The stewards wanted to find out if American Chance, the horse that finished third, had a problem squeezing back the 7-horse Bird on the Wire. As you see now, next to Jolie's Halo in the burgundy cap, Pat Day comes out, and that's the 4-horse, but they said, nope, not enough to cause a disqualification. They let the official order of finish stand with Sea Cadet the winner, Valley Crossing second, American Chance third.
Stand right. Okay.
Vern Winchell has joined us here with Ron McAnally. Vern, I've got to ask you, the owner of Sea Cadet, you'd have to submit for $360,000, will you?
It's a lot of money, isn't it?
Well, you won $300,000 tonight. Do you think he'll go? He's had a lot of success at Gulfstream.
Yes, he has. It's something you ought to give a lot of thought to. We only got till Monday.
Ron, what's your thought?
Well, he's the boss.
All right. The Sea Cadet ownership here, Vern Winchell, the trainer, Ron McAnally. Congratulations, gentlemen. That's right. All right. They've got some things to think about here. Coming up on ESPN, prime time, Saturday night college football. The Oklahoma Sooners trying to shake off that upset loss to Texas. Playing at Colorado. They'll face linebacker Chad Brown for the Colorado Buffaloes. Budweiser International on Sunday here on ESPN. A one-day delay of that big turf race in Laurel. Hope you'll join us for that. Well, tonight's Meadowlands Cup, won by Sea Cadet, has been brought to you by Budweiser. Nothing beats the excitement of horse racing, and nothing beats a Bud. By the DeBartolo Corporation, leading the way to the 21st century. And by Keeneland, source of the classic horse. Charts and statistics courtesy of the Daily Racing Form, America's turf authority. This has been an ESPN sports presentation in association with Winter Communications. Tonight, you've seen one of racing's best bargains, the $2,800 purchase. Sea Cadet from Keeneland wins the $300,000 first prize of the Meadowlands Cup, and now goes over $1.7 million. And a big decision, though, Monday. Will they pay the $360,000 supplement to take this 4-year-old son of Bolger back to Gulfstream Park for the Breeders' Cup Classic? So long, everyone, from the Meadowlands.